Okay, next question.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. I just had a question. Whitman Square's had a lot of great construction in the area and a lot of things have been done. But a few streets in the back, namely Hancock Drive, has not been addressed. And we're just wondering if it's going to be paved anytime soon.
Well, Wendy, let me just say that when road crews were working in Whitman Square last year, I don't think they deliberately overlooked your street. It's just that road repairs on Hancock may not have been deemed as critical as those on some of the other streets in your neighborhood. You see, Wendy, we look at every street in town when evaluating our annual roads repair list, and we take several factors into consideration. For example, are the trouble spots prohibiting traffic flow in the area? Do they create safety issues for vehicles or pedestrians? And what is the repair history on that street? After all the data is compiled, our engineer recommends the most appropriate resurfacing treatment for each street considered. Wendy, we try to take a comprehensive approach to road refurbishing, performing resurfacing and other repairs on the most neglected throughways first, then hitting any adjoining side streets and courts in need while we're in the area. Now, we can only do so many streets a year based on how much money we have, but sometimes at the end of a program we have money left over, and then we add additional streets. For example, take a look right down the street from you on Acadia Road. Acadia was not originally on our 2007 roads repair list. However, we determined that Acadia had experienced wear and tear due to storm runoff that had caused significant road deterioration. When we managed to negotiate a 6% reduction in design and inspection fees on the overall project, additional funds became available and Acadia was refurbished as well. Wendy, we're constantly assessing conditions of the infrastructure in town, and we're constantly looking for creative funding solutions. So please be patient. You may see that steamroller making its way down Hancock Drive in the near future. Next question.
Hi, I'm a resident of Scotch Drive, and I was just curious as to when the construction for the traffic light at Virtue's would be completed.
As you may be aware, Jennifer, the county is currently conducting a full intersection upgrade at Fry's Mill and Hurffville Cross Keys Roads. Improvements include widening of roads, dedicated left turn lanes, and upgraded left-hand turn signals. Pre-construction began in May with moving of some utility poles. Construction has continued through the summer months into fall and should be completed in early 2009. Jennifer, take a look at this footage our camera crew captured back in July. You can see that motorists are having difficulty navigating the left-hand turns. When construction is complete, improvements at that intersection should ease motorists' attempts to turn left onto Fry's Mill or Hurffville Cross Keys Road from all four directions. You know, when I began my term, I said that we would work with the county to address all the major intersections in town. I'm happy to report that by the end of this year, we will have accomplished this goal. In addition to improvements at Fry's Mill and Hurffville Cross Keys Road, we have worked together to vastly improve the intersection of Egg Harbor and Gantown Roads, tackled the intersection at Fish Pond and Pittman Downer Roads, and addressed an area of serious concern in front of our high school. The intersection at Hurffville Cross Keys and Gantown Roads received lane widening, dedicated left turn lanes, and signal upgrades. But the county didn't stop there. After completing the road widening project, they graciously added another traffic signal in front of the school. The new signal helps regulate traffic flow at Minuteman Drive, the main entrance to our high school. These improvements have created safer driving conditions around our high school during both peak and non-peak traffic times. So Jennifer, there you have it. Working together with the county, all of these road and intersection improvements were accomplished in just 4 short years. I believe that if we continue our commitment, the Fry's Mill Hurffville Cross Keys project should wrap up shortly, and we can look forward to further improvements as well. By the way, we're currently upgrading over 15 other intersections in town with multi-way stops. Here's a quick list of some of those locations. You'll see that the majority of those intersections are located around our schools. The new multi-way stops are another example of our efforts to improve the safety of our roadways. Okay, next up is our monthly Ask the Doc segment. This month we heard from a resident experiencing a problem we can all relate to during the holiday season, when we indulge in bigger meals and sometimes experience a little indigestion.
Doctor, give me the news, I gotta...
Hey Doc, sometimes I get a little bit of heartburn. What can you tell me about acid reflux?
Doctor,
Acid reflux is an extremely common problem found throughout the United States. In excess of 25% of our population in the United States suffer from heartburn, some on a daily basis, some on less frequent basis. It is described as that intense discomfort that you feel in your chest. Some people describe it as heartburn or indigestion, and it's quite uncomfortable. If this frequency increases to the point where you have 3 or more episodes in a week, we describe this as chronic inflammatory disease or chronic esophagitis. And here are some of the ways to avoid those symptoms of heartburn and indigestion that can avoid the chronic complications of gastroesophageal reflux disease. Eating smaller meals, not lying down or bending over after a meal, finishing meals and nighttime snacks at least 2 or 3 hours before bedtime, sleeping on your left side to reduce the chance of acid backing up from the stomach, raising the head of your bed 4 to 6 inches, avoiding some of the over-the-counter pain medications, and home remedies like spearmint and peppermint, which will actually make heartburn worse. But if in fact you do have chronic esophagitis or gastroesophageal reflux disease, really don't worry, because we have fantastic medicines and fantastic things that we can do to make you feel so much more comfortable. And as a result of these new and potent medicines and interventions that we bring to the table, you can avoid some of the complications of chronic gastroesophageal reflux disease. The important message is, don't deal with acid reflux on your own. Seek the attention of your competent physician to reduce the symptoms and discomfort that you may be experiencing. Thank you so much for the privilege of answering your question on chronic reflux disease.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news.